Listen up or run for cover. Dropping knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. The real Bradley is dropping
What it is, Bradley, back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, I got a guest by the name of Keith Yackey. For those of you that don't know Keith Yackey, well, Keith is like a performance coach, I would say. What would you call yourself?
Well, I teach people how to raise private money for real estate deals, but yeah.
That's performance, isn't it?
Yeah, okay, sure.
You teach them to perform?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, I don't mean perform like perform.
I was thinking like tap dance and ballet, and I haven't done that for years.
No, performance coach, meaning he helps people learn and achieve results in his given field. And particularly raising money for what?
Real estate deals.
So you teach people how to go get people to pay money for real estate deals that they ride on and make money on.
Yeah, how to get people to want to invest in their deals so you guys all make money together.
Isn't that fantastic?
That's looking pretty sexy.
Yeah, that's showing us where the worries are.
There we go.
See, better. Folks, if you guys don't follow Keith, go follow him. Instagram at Keith Yackey.
Yes.
Yackey. He's also like kind of a part-time comedian.
I retired.
Oh, he used to be a comedian. But dude, the reason I wanted you to talk today, and I know you got to run soon, but let's talk a little bit about relationships.
Yeah.
What is the value of relationships, and how do we create them, and what kind of topic would that be for such a course?
Right. Well, hey, here's the thing. You and I both know a lot of people, right?
Yes.
And we have both said a lot of the time that, relationships are the new economy, or the relationships are the new currency in our economy. And when I look back on pretty much everything I've done in my life, a relationship has helped me get to where I want to go.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I tried to use that relationship, but it's because I was truly in relationship.
Because you had one.
Yeah, it's because I had one. And I think that, you and I both have recognized the importance of this. I think even on our last podcast, we're like, hey, we should develop something to help people with this type of thing. But,
sure.
But what I think is there's a lot of myths behind it. And some of those I think I'd love to talk about today, because I think it'll really help people a lot.
Well, let's do it, Keith. Can we?
You're so stupid.
Let's do it now.
All right. So, I see you still got the amplify thing over there. Look at that.
Indeed.
Best speaker ever.
Do you do amplify anymore?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, but so I think what people get hung up when they think about relationships is they go, I don't want to be strategic about it. And yet you got to be strategic about relationships. And there's like you were strategic about the relationship with your wife.
Damn strategic.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, you had to be.
Oh,
right?
I maneuvered.
All maneuvered.
Did you maneuver? I've seen your wife.
Yeah.
You must have maneuvered.
I did. Yeah.
Damn, you maneuvered the shit out of her.
Yeah, not only is she gorgeous, but she's really cool.
Yeah, and those are hard traits to come by.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you have to be strategic, and you're saying that most people have a kind of a natural built-in resistance to that because it feels like you're using someone.
Exactly. But here's the thing.
So it's a misnomer.
Yeah, but I think that's just evidence that you don't see a whole lot of value in yourself.
Ooh. Motherfucker, you.
Yeah.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen.
That's right. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah, if
you don't think there's any value in you, which is why you feel like it's a fucking fraud and you're using someone. No, bitch. Listen to it like this. Being friends with me, that there's some serious value to that. Yeah. So at the end of the day, man, listen, there's nothing strategic. I know that relationships right now are the new economy, meaning it's not necessarily, always what you know. Sometimes it's who you know. And people always say, well, it's never always anything, just so you know.
I agree with that.
People always say, is it what you know or who you know? Oh, it's who you know. Not always. It's what you know. Not always.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you have relationships, I know you have options.
Yeah.
I can call people up that other people can't.
Yeah.
And I can get invited, like you just heard me get invited to these things.
Yeah.
Other people aren't getting invited to.
Right.
Why? Because I have a relationship with people.
Yeah, exactly.
More hands you shake, more money you make. What do you think about that?
I think it's so true. I've quoted you on that so many times because when I teach people about how to raise private money for real estate deals, one of the best places to go is to some of these live seminars. And it's not listening to the people teach you how to do it. It's being at the table with other people, because not everybody who comes to learn how to invest in real estate is broke. No, a lot of people actually come with money saying, I want to learn from the best how to do it right so I can grow my money.
Yeah.
So one of the things I say is when people think about networking, they think, oh, I've got to go meet that big star celebrity. Honestly, he doesn't really want to meet you. And so to me, building relationships is about seeing somebody who's popular and saying, I want to go be a part of the popular club. To me, networking or relationships is, why don't you, if you're at a live event, have a dinner and create an opportunity for people to get to know each other, and they're going to remember that it was you that connected them. I love the saying, the connector gets all the love. You know, if I connect you to somebody, well, how about that dinner we went to?
I disagree with that, though.
Well, tell me why.
Well, because like the connector usually is the one sitting there holding their dick. Like after like, let's say we're connected, you and me. Okay, me and you go make millions.
Okay.
We always forget the connector unless the connector has some sort of freaking contract with one of us. At the end of the day, the connector doesn't get any of the love.
Okay, but we have to define connector. I'm not just saying like somebody comes and marries us together. I'm talking about
not marries us together, connects.
Yeah, but
dude, I've connected people that are making millions of dollars together.
And they forgot you?
Well, they didn't forget me. I didn't ask for anything. You know why? Because I'm not doing it for that.
Yeah.
But when you say the connector, like I connected Damon John and Grant Cardone. Of course, I am getting a little love there, but all I'm saying is I've made a lot of connections because of the relationship.
Yeah.
With not expecting anything. Should people expect something for it?
Not necessarily, but let me give you a different context.
Am I stumping you?
Nope.
Okay.
I just think you're putting me putting me in a different context. Yeah. So let's say you go to a live event and you hold a dinner and you invite 8 really cool people.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, don't go after the one guy and say, hey, he's popular, I got to go talk to him. Be the guy or the gal that says to 8 or 10 people that you want to get to know.
Yeah.
That you know they would enjoy being with each other. That when you guys all come together, you're the leader of the circle at this point.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by connector gets all the love, is you're connecting people, but you're also a part of it. It's not just, hey, I hope you two go have a lot of fun together, but I'm connecting this group of people that probably otherwise wouldn't connect with them.
It almost sounds like you're discussing a swingers party. But he's not. He's talking about a networking event where various people around the room have different interests, different goals, different businesses, but yet, you know, a lot of synergistic opportunity.
Yeah. Well, think about that dinner the other night that you and I were at Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
Right. We had a good time.
Yeah. But that was a swingers party. No, just joking. Yeah, at that mansion, dude, it was awesome. Like, dude, that was exactly what you're talking about. How'd I do?
Yeah. Hey, but listen, what happens?
Notice how I left right after I started drinking because, dude, you don't want to use those parties strategically. Then get the hell out of there because I wasn't there to be strategic. I was there just to have fun and say hi and just meet people. And once I met everybody, I started drinking because I get comfortable around people.
Yeah.
And then after like one more than I should have had, I said, I better get on up out of here. And I disappeared. Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah, that is smart.
How'd I do before I left, though?
I thought you were great.
Yeah, I worked the room like a freaking magic
but it's not even like working the room, right? It's like just...
I worked it like a magic man.
Okay, here's when people think of networking, honestly, I don't even like the word, if I'm being honest with, but I love what it means. But so I was at an event, and I came down, I sat in a chair, and I sat in some other lady's chair, even though there was no assigned chair at all. And she goes, that's my chair. There was like 6 chairs around us. She could have sat wherever she wanted. She sat down, and she goes, you need to move over. I'm like, okay. So I moved over. 10 seconds later, she goes, here's my card if you ever need a realtor in this area.
Yeah, right.
That's how you don't want to do it. Handing out business cards. So I think the next point that
do people have business cards still?
Yeah, I guess. I don't. I've always said, you know what? I want to connect with somebody deep enough where I'm like, hey, here's my number. Let's connect.
So we all know that there's value in relationships. Your network is your net worth. We've all heard the nonsense. Tell me, if you were out there, you just moved to a town, you don't know anybody, but you want to get around the right folks. How do you know where the right folks are?
Well, go to meetups.
How do you know where the meetups are?
Well, you just go to meetup.com. Google whatever your particular
Have you
interest
done this?
is. Yeah.
And you walk in, you just start saying, "Hey, Keith Yackey."
No. Hey, how did you and I connect? Do you remember how we connected?
Yeah.
How?
Some of my sales guys found you somewhere.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, they brought you here, remember?
Yeah, that's step 3.
What was step 1?
Step 1 was I held an event. I had my team look up the 100 most influential people in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get to know them. So I paid for, not everybody's going to pay the same amount of money I would pay to do this, but I paid like $5 or $6 grand to rent this room and cater it and invite all these people out. You sent a couple of your guys. Or we reached out and your guys are the ones who answered and came. They bought into what we were doing, and I didn't even know who you were. Had no idea, never knew you. And they said, "Hey, our guys, our Bradley's doing this. You should come meet him." That's when then I came to your office to meet you.
Right.
So what I did was I said, "Well, why don't I just bring everybody together and see who shows up?" And created an opportunity just to get to know who the hell is in Vegas.
Yeah.
Who's doing shit.
That was good.
Right?
So if someone wanted to do that, how would they do that?
They should go into a city, look up. We just literally Googled 100 most influential people in Las Vegas.
And invite them.
And we just reached out to them and said, "Hey, we're putting on this event. We thought it might be of interest to you. We want to showcase." This was the kind of the hook. We want to showcase people doing awesome stuff in Vegas, meeting other of the most influential people in Vegas. Who wouldn't want to know the most influential people in Vegas?
Fools.
Yeah. Right? But then here comes my other point. Be human and be funny. Because sometimes the only value you actually add to a group at the first is just people go, "I like that guy." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or girl. How does that happen? What about showing your nipples?
That is more like step 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people out there nowadays just trying to get attention by showing skin.
Yeah.
You know, the areola, the buttocks.
Sure.
Now, what do you think of that?
I think it's so you have a great areola and you have a great buttocks. What does that do
Right,
for
but
me?
I mean, again, you want to get attention? How do you want to get attention? Does it matter? Our first impression is important. We're talking about building relationships here on Dropping Bombs.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking for other people with skin and areola and that's your thing, then go to the skin and areola
Well,
group.
everyone appreciates a good skin and areola, don't we?
Well, I do agree with that.
Yeah, so it's not that. It's just like I always scroll and I see like, oh, that's provocative, that's provocative, that's provocative. But you know how many times I get DMs by girls that are like trying to flirt and get me to talk to them, which is clearly what they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. And it's just stupid. Number one, I'm married. Number two, I always see people wanting to connect in the DM, right? Because Gary Vee tells them, slide in my DM.
Yeah.
Well, you slide in my DM like a dipshit. You don't even get a response. Number two, you say to me things that clearly mean you haven't checked out my profile. I've literally had people in the DM, love your profile, looked you up, awesome. Where are you from?
Here's what I think you should do if you're reaching out to somebody that you like. And, you know, like everybody wants to be friends with Andy Frisella or all those guys, right? You're probably not going to become friends with them.
Why?
What?
Why?
Why do they want to be friends with him?
No, why wouldn't you become friends with him?
Well, it's not like the guy doesn't have a shortage of friends.
I know, but still you can become friends with him.
Well, you can, but people think that that's the only person that you need to network. And if you network with him, that something's radically going to change your life. I think people have to have some real expectations about why are they doing this. But I think the easiest way to connect with somebody that you have a real love for, or they've spoken into your life, is to let them know, hey, I really appreciate your work.
So like this guy. Like this guy here. I wonder why it is that my new iPhone always has trouble with the sound.
What's up, dude? Gonna be in Vegas today until Monday. Hopefully we can catch up, hang out, man. It's been a long time. I need to get some of that Bradley humor. Hope you're doing well, brother. Let's catch up this weekend, if you're around.
See, that's all Andy Frisella right there. Now, I could have thought, damn, I'll never be his friend.
Yeah.
But that would have been a defeative mindset.
Yeah, but you would have had a realistic mindset if you would have said, like, if you become friends with Andy Frisella or not, who cares?
True, but at the end of the day, it's like, I want personally to. I don't think Andy's any better than me or better than you or better than anyone else. So if I were going to teach someone how to build relationships, the first thing, like someone asked me the other day, they said, dude, how do you get around all these influential people? I said, you become one.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Like this guy. Who is this fella here? Let's see if we can.
Hey, Brad, it's Tony. Listen, man, I appreciate you personally a lot.
Oh, you know who that is.
Yeah.
See, I got to pick up all these names so we can continue.
Yeah, but listen, the thing is they're just like you and I. But
exactly. That's the point I was getting to.
The reason why people hold them so high is because they've had a massive impact in their life.
I know, but like, dude, you've invited me down to get on the yacht parties you're throwing down there at those events, right? Mm-hmm. And who's on those yacht parties?
Influential people.
Yeah, influential people. Why? Well, why are you inviting me? Well, because you met me. Now, what if I was a dick? You wouldn't be inviting me.
Never.
That's why people don't understand. When you better get trained on learning how to build relationships correctly, because it's costing you money.
Yeah.
Like, dude, me and you should literally mastermind and create a whole guide. Whether we give it away or whether we sell it is irrelevant. But how do we create a course on building effective relationships quickly and without looking like you're being strategic? Because again, when you say people feel like that's, gross almost, well, that's because their mindset is, I'm not providing any value. This is all for the good of me, which makes people. And why have we been taught that that's not good? Because again, to me, it's like put your mask on first, bro. Go get yourself dialed in, so you can be of value to everybody else. You can be of no value to others if you're no value to yourself.
That's so true.
Damn, I'm gonna do a little bomb there. But anyway, so dude, I think me and you should make a course. I think me and you should make a course.
We should.
A relationship course on how to find,
Yep.
establish, and nurture.
Yep.
Key and valuable relationships.
Yep.
Find, establish, and nurture.
Yep. Let me say this, though.
That makes you a fan, by the way. No, it makes you a fan. We got to come up with an A, so you're a fan.
Okay, so check this. Here's the thing, though. Relationships two ways, right? If all I'm doing is taking, that's not a relationship.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times what people do is they just want to go up and like, oh, Andy, can I get this? Andy, can I get this? Andy, can I get this? Dude, I went through that guy's 75 hard program. I fucking loved it. And I ran into him in the hall. I said, thank you. It really changed a lot. I appreciate it. That was it. I don't need anything from him.
The way you said thank you just reminded me of Jimmy Fallon when he goes, thank you. But yeah.
But so a relationship is this. I think another really key thing is when you do meet somebody, most people never follow up.
Dude, listen, in my sales training, I tell everybody, Grant Cardone tells everybody, money's in the follow-up. I've literally watched sales trainers that aren't really that great walk into an organization and they do get across follow-up. And so people start following up whereas they weren't before.
Yeah.
And dude, numbers doubled and they're like the greatest sales trainer in history.
Right.
And all they did was went in there and got people to follow up.
Yeah. So if I meet somebody, I did this with you. I liked you when we first met. I'm like, oh, I like that guy. He's going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. We may not be going to the same direction, or might not be going to the same place, but I like him. What I do, I immediately shot a video. I said, Brad, hey, it was really great meeting you, man. Look forward to hanging out again sometime. Take care.
Yeah.
I don't think very many people do that. Shoot a video.
They don't. They're not intentional.
Yep. That's it. That being intentional is really, really, really key.
See?
And it's intentional to say, hey, if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I wanna add value. But it's not like this weird add value's become such a weird thing as of late. It's been like, dude, your Facebook Lives aren't adding value to my life. So don't send them my phone. You know what I mean? But here's a really great thing about how you can add value. Hey, I saw so-and-so was coming into town. I'm not sure if you know them or not, but I think you would really enjoy getting to know them, or I think they could help you with your business. Would you like me to connect you?
Yeah. Or, I'm just thinking as you're saying this, my Facebook Lives, which I don't do. I do Instagrams. But if I ever do Instagram, you know what would be valuable? to tell everybody what it's about to be, so people that will find no value can move along and then therefore have value, even for the people where there's no value. Because it's valuable to let me know that there's no value.
Yeah, I love that.
What about when people DM you and say, hey, how do I provide value to you? You know what I always say? Figure out how you can provide value without me telling you.
I agree.
That's how you can provide value.
I agree. Yeah. No, but I just think, well, what does Brad want? Well, I know you like being with people who are influential, who might be able to use your system, or that might be able to help you promote your system. So that's why I invited you to Laguna.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I think there'll be some people here that Brad would like to connect with that I don't know that Brad knows.
Yeah, like Garrett White.
Yep.
Don't know him.
Yeah.
But I guarantee if I sat with him, he'd be on my technology one way or the other.
Yeah, maybe.
You know why? Because I know he cares.
He does.
And Lightspeed's for people who actually give a shit. Because if you put your video in a hosted solution and protect it with a password, and you want money to let you in, and that's all it does, you must care about the money. You don't care about the education, because you wouldn't put it in a hosting solution. You'd put it in a training solution. Right?
Yeah.
So again, I can always tell the scammers and the frauds from real people based on the platform they're using, but they have to know about Lightspeed first. So again, if they're naive that the Lightspeed exists, because I've never marketed.
Okay.
But if they're naive about Lightspeed, well, then I forgive them, because they don't know any better. They know not what they do. However, once they know about Lightspeed and they realize that it's an actual learning system, not just a video hosting solution, and the fact that it has the ability to adapt to the individual and apply the principles it requires to actually master the content that's within it, once they know that, and then they still choose to use something else, why? Why are they choosing it? Oh, it's more profitable. Oh, you mean you like the money more than your people. I get you. So that's why I can say that without fear of contradiction and with perfect certainty. But back to relationships, Keith.
So the other thing I think that's really important that people know is,
dude, we're funny.
Yeah, we think so.
Oh, dude, I guarantee you we're fucking funny.
We are.
There's people listening right now that are listening solely because they think I'm fucking funny.
Yeah.
They're not listening because it's value packed, because guess what? We do all these episodes on different things. There might be people already going, fuck, well, I got the best relationship. There's no value here except humor.
Yeah.
They think we're funny, bro. And you're a comedian and I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
We're comedians.
Well, hey, listen, what did Andy say on your phone? I need some of that Bradley
humor. Yeah, he's probably going through 75 hard again and he's all fucking depressed. Is anybody that goes through 75 hard that doesn't say they're depressed is a lying fucker.
I think there's
I
a lot to learn from that.
Well, I like that whole 75 hard for one reason, because it teaches people to tell the little bitch voice in their head to shut up.
Yeah.
And it teaches them that they really are in control of their lives.
Yeah.
And when people wake up to that, they're like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? And then bam, and that's why everyone's so happy that they did 75 hard.
Yeah.
And see, because I was going to start my own, it was going to be called 75. You know, so where you just go 75 days mentally aware that you're not doing it. And that's technically not as good, but, you know.
But no interest is interest.
At least you're aware, you know. It was funny that you say that, because Grant keeps trying to bust my balls that I didn't pay him a backgammon debt, right?
Yeah.
So I told him, dude, not paying is a level of paying.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Hey, I think humor goes such a long way, because people are human, man. We want to laugh at shit. We want to be busted on. I think equals make fun of each other. Sure.
That's where I was going back when someone says, how do you get to hang around these people? And I said, you become one. I didn't think in my head that Andy was better than me when I saw him. Mm-hmm. I saw him because I was speaking in an event and he was speaking in an event. Then we just started talking.
Yeah.
And then once we talked to each other, he realized I'm not a dickhead and I realized he's not a dickhead. Yep. And so now we know each other. Now, why was I there? Well, because someone wanted me to speak. So I never would have met Andy. So when people start to realize, how do you break down this game? Okay, it's not as easy as you just walk up to Andy. You're not then that's what you mean by
Yeah.
it's not likely you're going to be Andy's buddy. That's because you're not going to be around Andy.
Exactly.
So I think our course needs to also include how do you become an influential person so you are in the right circles, because then it's easy to be friends with people.
Yeah.
You're out surfing with what's his name? Garrett White.
We share every day.
Yeah. You're surfing with him. You ain't talking about Bradley and Lightspeed. You're surfing with him. You're building a relationship to one day, because of our relationship, I'll show up in LA and you'll be like, Garrett, come over and you're buddies. So he's not thinking, oh, Keith's side swacking me because he's going to get some affiliate thing with Brad. It's you're just coming over. And then boom, I'm just over. Why? Well, because we all have an actual relationship.
Exactly.
And then boom, now me and Garrett are buddies.
Yep.
Or not. Because again, I don't know Garrett on a personal level. I'll bet you he's cool though if you hang around him.
Yep.
Because you're a good judge of character.
I am.
And he golfs. And I like his Core 4 freaking warrior.
Wake Up Warrior.
Yeah, Wake Up Warrior, dude. Like I listened to his spiel or that group's spiel.
Yeah.
Other than you need to get in the ring and fight. Like I don't need to do that to know that I'm a man. I would, and I appreciate they use boxing gloves. But other than that, I believe in everything they do.
Yeah.
Every single thing they do.
Well, but that's the thing. Like
I wish Garrett was here because I could say, Garrett, now why is it that I'm not a warrior? Because I'd prefer not to battle.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Would you prefer to battle or not battle?
I don't know, but I can tell you this: Garrett's one of the funniest dudes I've ever met.
But what he wants to do is to wake you up that you need to battle. You need to know that if that came down to it, you are, because there's people that are afraid to fight.
Yep.
Like they'd literally let their wives get molested almost before they stood up and did something. You know, especially if they're bigger than them or whatever.
Yeah.
I think what Wake Up Warrior is all about is like, dude, wake up. Like fight for you, fight for your wife, fight for your life, fight for your kids, fight for your job, fight. And getting in the ring elicits that feeling. But I wouldn't like that. How about you? Did you go through it?
No.
Oh.
I've never been.
I thought you went through it.
No, I've never been through any of Garrett's stuff. I read his book. I thought it was great.
You like the Core 4 then?
Yeah, but he's got so much more than just the Core 4, which I love his shit. But here's the thing, is like, Garrett will meet any of my friends because Garrett's a friend. Just the same way you would meet any of my friends because you're my friend.
Like right? Rocky Dale Davis?
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing is, if you guys want to do something together, cool. I'm not angling for it. I could care less if you guys work together. If
we do, I'll pay you on it. So
cool.
Motivate you more.
Yeah, but
Garrett, you listening to this because you're his friend? Listen up.
But listen,
Garrett, this message is for you.
How about this? How about
if you and I talk, I promise you all the nonsense, hogwash bullshit you've heard up to date would dissipate almost immediately. The only reason you're not on Lightspeed is because you don't understand it. I can remedy that, and we can help a lot of people and make a lot of money at the same time. Reach out to your friend Keith if that sounds interesting.
Hey, but let's think about Pete. Pete was a friend of mine.
Pete Vargas.
Friend of mine, I introduced you to him.
Oh, yeah. Good introduction.
Yep.
I like old Pete.
But you introduced him to somebody else, and that made him a lot of money.
Grant Cardone.
Yep.
Introduced him to old GC.
Yep.
Got him on stage.
But why? It's because we were friends.
Well, no, it's because he said he'd pay me. No, just joking. Yeah, it's because I like Pete. Because, again, if I didn't like Pete, I wouldn't have called Grant. But at the end of the day, that's also another reason why you better figure out how to master these, let's call them games of relationship.
Yeah.
Because, dude, there's a lot of people out there that are struggling. They come up with the stupidest lines. They ask for things right off the bat, or they do the opposite. And I don't know what guru's out there teaching everybody that, serve people. But, it only goes so far, because when someone comes up and they're just like, how can I serve you? And that's the first words out of their mouth.
That's annoying.
I'm thinking, who taught you this?
And what do you want?
Like, human beings don't just walk up and want to bow down and serve each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't act so. What do you call that? Like
lowly?
No, like there's a word for it.
Humble?
No, demure. No, no.
We don't want to go on that one again.
Humble. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. It's called subservient almost.
Okay, yeah.
Like, oh, Keith Yackey, how may I serve thee?
Yeah.
Because
I immediately place him in some
lower
level.
than category.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I serve thee? No, dude. Hey, how you doing? What's your name?
Yeah.
What do you do? Bradley, how you doing? What do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I do this and I do that. And by the way, be prepared. Don't like think you're so fucking cool that you can just roll through a freaking networking event and sounds intelligent, because you don't sound as intelligent as you think you do. Like, trust me, I've been victim of it. I leave, I'm like, damn, dude, I was magical.
Yeah.
And the next day I heard, 4 people didn't even know what I did, and 2 of them thought I was rude. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was magical, man. Because you're trying to be funny, or you didn't, you're catching the tail end of a conversation, right? Or realistically, you're not confident.
Yep.
You don't value yourself.
Well, you're not going anywhere.
And that boils down to the facts that you don't value yourself.
Yep.
And that's what I'm trying to get at, is when you roll up and do the whole, how may I serve you? You're putting yourself in a position like you're better than me and I'm not worth knowing, and I just want to serve you.
Yeah. That's a Klingon. Hey, here's another thing that really interesting. A lot of people ask me, Keith, how do you know so many people? I've been to a lot of masterminds. I've been to a lot of events. And it wasn't for the purpose of getting to know them, but when I go somewhere, I like being social. I like getting to know people. So I'm the guy that likes to be like, hey, we're all going here, or hey, we're going to, get a bunch of food and go hang out at the hot tub and have 8 or 10 people.
What if the hot tub? See, that's some weird parties again. Who's getting to know each other in a hot tub?
That's how I met my buddy Dan Martell. He's become one of my very best friends.
And it was all about, hey, we're going to go jump in the hot tub.
He was already in it. And we went in, my wife, me, and a couple of my friends.
Oh, see, again, the wife was there. See, dude, hey, and by the way, whether that's strategic or not, seems to work.
She's just my best friend, my wife. You know what I mean? We like to hang out together a lot. But listen,
Is it strategic, though?
Not really.
Do you ever say, now, Jesse?
No.
You go make contact, and I'm going to roll up behind you.
Never.
Because that would work.
Probably, but
it's like a wing man, it's a wing woman.
We don't do that. Like, we don't have, like, okay, you say this at all.
No, but you can definitely break ice. Because, dude, when I've met people, wives have loved Melissa.
Yeah.
And when their wife loves my wife, that's an advantage.
Yep.
Because now it's like their wife and my wife want to get together.
Yep.
Okay, good. That puts us back together.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't have to say, hey, so when can we meet again? Because maybe I've got the agenda deep down. I'm the strategic guy.
Yeah.
Hey, when can we meet again? I don't seem too hungry. Why? The wives got along. That could be strategic.
Yep.
I think it's important that we touch on real quick why people are going to feel like it's being strategic. Because again, I can think, oh my God, Tony Robbins is going to be at this event. Now, Melissa, I need you to do this, and not feel like, oh, I'm taking advantage of somebody. It's strategic. Why? Because I know if he gets to know me, we're more than likely going to be friends. Mm-hmm. And with that relationship, my life will be better, and I promise that his will too.
Yep.
And I believe that. That's a fact. So maybe we teach someone how to do that, to where when they walk up to people, they're not saying, can I serve you?
Yeah.
What are they saying? Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
What's your name? Keith, I've heard a lot about you. What do you feel about researching people? Is that weird? Are you stalking them? Is it creepy?
I don't think so.
Would it be creepy if I stalked you and realized who you were before I ever met you? So when I met you, I knew everything about you? Like, how's your son, Charles? What happened to Betty? How's she doing? Hey, sorry to hear about your dog. And all of a sudden you're like, what the hell?
That just got creepy. Yeah.
I know, but there's people like that, dude.
I know, man. I know. We're gonna have to really break down a lot of relationships is nuance, right? And just knowing when to say something, knowing not when to say something. But can we get back to the crux of the foundation of all of this? What's the crux and foundation? The crux and foundation is, if I don't have shit going on, then I'm gonna find my worth in you because you have shit going on. Like, oh my God, I know Brad. But dude, you're lucky to know me because I got a lot of shit going on. In the same breath, I'm lucky to know you because you got a lot of shit going on. And so it's two people that are like, I got a lot of shit going on. If we don't ever hang out again, we're going to miss out on some laughs. We might do some great business together. But you know what? Our life's still going to be A+. That's what's missing with so much of this. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's all back to are you doing anything? And if you are, so not only that.
Yeah, but if I bought your course on how to build relationships and you start out by saying, well, first of all, before you try to build any, you need to go become successful. That would be a whole nother course. That's a life-changing course.
No.
How much would this course charge if we were to charge for it? $1 million?
$1 million. Yeah, we've got to charge $1 million. But
do you think it's possible that we teach somebody some things to where there's true value? Because again,
Yeah.
I will drop no course that has no value.
It will. Yeah, duh.
I stopped that at podcasting.
Yeah, what would be the purpose of that?
I said only podcasting can I do with no value.
Okay. So we'd have to, but dude, listen, you're never going to get in good relationships if you're not a person that's worthy of a good relationship. So we need to share with you what that means. Have you ever looked at somebody and go, well, he's not going anywhere. He's a bore to be around, and I don't like being around him. Can't wait to be in a relationship with that guy.
No.
So that's the first frickin' problem.
Do you think first impressions are key?
Not entirely.
You think you get a second chance to make a first impression?
I mean, not with dandruff.
Why dandruff?
Because that's the Head and Shoulders commercial.
But do you ever think you get a second chance to make a first impression?
No, because it's your first impression. It's your first impression.
And you don't think first impressions matter very much?
I didn't say that. You said, do they, what did you say? Roll it back. No. I don't think they're make or break. I think they definitely help.
I think they're a big advantage. And if you screw one up, I'm not saying you can never get a second chance, but dude, first impressions, be prepared. You know, brush your fucking teeth.
Okay.
You look at your clothes, understand your environment, get your spiel down, get your elevator pitch, get your spiel down, your bit, as it were. Mm-hmm. You got to have your bit down, bro.
I can agree with that.
Like I walk up to you and you say, "Hey, what do you do?" And I'm like, three other people walk up. "Hey, Keith, what's going on?" You know how like those events are. Like everyone's coming up and shit.
Yeah.
If you can't capture my attention intelligently, quick, I think your lack of preparation is going to hurt you. Now, how would I prepare? Again, dude, you make it up on the spot. You're not prepared. Not that I can't do that, and I've done it a million times. But what if I had like a 30-second thing that I said that was ultimately more effective than something random? Well, dude, then be prepared. I'll give you an example. When someone says, "What do you do?" You know what they're really saying?
Are you asking me that, or is that rhetorical and you're going to go into it?
Well, it is rhetorical.
Okay.
I have my opinion, but I'm wondering, do you know what they really want to know?
I believe they're sizing you up to see if you're worth the time to try and get to know.
Well, I think what they want to hear is, what can you do for me? So when I say, what do you do? If you answer that question with what you can do for them, it's a better answer. Like, what do you do? I'm a lawyer. Oh, no. Same answer. What do you do? I help people avoid paying taxes legally. Oh, interesting. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think
like before you were a tax lawyer, I'm a tax lawyer. Now it's like, hey, I help people not pay taxes legally. What do you do? Oh, you know what? I put on big events and I celebritize speakers. Why? You know, and especially if I know I'm at an event where everybody's kind of a up and coming and aspiring speaker or guru.
Yeah.
You know, what do you do? You know, I help gurus. Oh, really? Now all of a sudden, hey, where are you going? Hey, let's exchange numbers. Why? Because everybody really wants to know, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
So remember that, folks. When someone says, "Hey, what do you do?" They don't want to know that you're a hairdresser. Yeah. They want to know that you can make them look gorgeous before they head out on a town.
Can I add one? Let me add a sprinkle on top. I think it makes it even better. Rather, if they go, "What do you do?" rather than say, "Hey, I help people legally pay no taxes." If you start with the word "you," you know how a lot of people pay taxes and don't know how to not pay them legally? That's what I help people with. Because when you ask somebody a question, you start with "you," it gets them, their mind gets immediately engaged. That's more like a neuro-linguistic programming type thing.
Those are the tricks.
Those are just that's the nuance. Hey, Brad, what do you do? You know how people only host their videos at dead-end cul-de-sacs and they have no way to full and help people with their video? Well, I have an interactive platform that helps people retain better, grow better, and make more money. Yep. Oh, shit, I want to know more about that. But it's starting with not, hey, what do you do? I'm a, because we lose interest when we're hearing about I'm a. But I want to know, when you say, you know how this? Yeah, I want to know about that. Which is, to your point, they want to know what you can do to help them.
If any listeners are on here thinking, This is interesting information. I would love to learn that. What should they do?
I think they need to DM you or DM me. And I would actually be curious if anybody's interested in learning the nuances and the step-by-step of this and to learn. Because, hey, listen, isn't sales a step-by-step process? Would you agree with that?
Sure it is.
Yeah, I follow a script every single day when I do sales. But I'm diagnosing somebody. I'm wanting to know if I can really help them or not.
That's right.
And if I can't help them, then I want to push them in the direction to get them the help they need to transform themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So this can be step by, but I don't feel sleazy, or nobody who jumps on the phone with me to buy my product on how to learn how to raise money for real estate, they don't ever feel like I'm selling them.
You know, it's crazy. I just heard the other day, if you do something good, don't do it free.
I agree with that.
You know, like if you're really good at something, never do it free.
Yeah, but
for your friends, for your family, nobody. You know what? You know what I also said the other day? Someone told me, I'll hook you up. I'll give you this free. I'll give you that free. And I said, no, bro, I want to support you. They're like, yeah, well, I'll get you hooked up. I said, dude, that's not supporting you. Mm-hmm. Like, why are your friends the ones that want everything free? Like,
that's weird.
I know, but this is like, if this is my business and people were truly my friends, they wouldn't roll in here and be like, how about waving this and waving that? Yeah. It'd be like, bro, I want to support you. How much is that? Here you go. Yep. How much is that? Here you go.
I'm the same way.
So what do you got going on? Oh, excellent. Here, and here. Oh, I can find value in that. Pay, not fucking, hey, how do I get a discount? So write that down in your books, folks, because when you really, really build good relationships and your buddy has a program, an event, a ticket, a book, a song, a show, and you want to support that individual, well, then fucking pay the money. Don't ask for discounts and hookups and stupid shit. Pay the money. That's what Albert Preciado was saying the other day. He likes to say he bought me. But what he did is, he went over to Grant and paid full scale top, his biggest ticket at the time. Grant's like, oh, hey, now he's Grant's buddy. Came over here, said, what is this? I said, Lightspeed. What's your package? I said, $50K. Boom, gave me $50K. Why? Because he wanted to be my friend. He didn't even need a system.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the same thing. It's like, dude, support your friends. That's how you build relationships.
Huge.
So, let's folks, we could really get deep into this.
Well, but here's the thing: is people want to have a system. Just because there's a system or a script, as it were, doesn't mean it's sleazy or weird. Yeah. I sell with a script. It's more of a guideline, and learning how to build relationships and profit from them, and it's not just a one-way profit. It's they're profiting from knowing you.
I like to say flourish.
Yeah.
Mutual flourish.
Sure. Yeah.
Flourish mutually?
Yeah.
Let's come up with a word.
There's a mutual flourishing going on.
Flirtually.
But listen, if they want to know, I'm curious for them to slide into our DMs and say, yeah, I would like to learn how to do this so I don't feel sleazy doing it. Because, dude, do you ever feel sleazy creating relationships? I don't ever.
Ever. No.
Never.
No. And you know what, though? I might be unconsciously competent, meaning I don't have a fucking strategy other than building relationships.
Yeah.
If you go to masterclass and you go through it enough times, I'll tell you point blank, don't go after the sale, go after the relationship first. You'll get the sale if you have the relationship.
Yeah.
People buy from people they like, bro. So if you won't walk in there with the intention of a sale instead of a relationship, you might get the sale, but you won't get the second one, and you won't get the third one, and you won't get the referrals, and you won't get the freaking testimonials, and you won't get the freaking love and flourishing that a real relationship will give you. But if you go in there for the relationship, you're going to get the sale. You're going to get the rest of it. So why would you go in with any other intent than just build a relationship?
Well,
fucking bomb right
bomb
there.
That.
Dude, this was just an ad hoc. You swung by. I'm like, dude, let's get on here and talk about relationships. Too many people out there are awkward. They feel sleazy. They don't feel like they're worth anything, and they're not even aware of it. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
They have an ego instead of an awareness, and egos are not good. Sometimes they're there to protect you from feeling like a loser because you deep down think you are one.
Yeah. And people are too quick. Relationships take time.
Yeah.
Like
how long have I known you?
God,
including today.
3 years.
Damn. See, we still ain't fucking doing no business, but we're about to.
It sounds like we got. Let's see how many DMs come sliding in. But I think people.
Dude, how many DMs will need to slide in for you to go, holy shit, dude, everybody wants this.
Well, I've got 2 million followers on Instagram.
All right. Well, I got 157,000 and growing.
Okay. So
and there's probably 10 or 20,000 fake ones on that, because one time some guy called me and said, see all them followers I sent you? And I went from like 7,000 to 17.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah. He's like, how'd you like to have 1 million? I'm like, no, thank you. And that pissed me off too. If you guys are listening, I don't want no followers.
Yeah.
Stop DMing me. I don't want contests. I don't want involved in a contest. I don't want anybody following me that doesn't on their own follow me and enjoy my content.
Yeah,
Why?
exactly.
Why? Because, dude, lack of engagement is foolish. You see somebody with 10 million followers and 3 comments, dude, nobody's fucking fooled here anymore.
Yeah.
You and your fucking 7 million followers and 16 comments on your posts, dude, you look like an idiot. You look like a douchebag. You look like a fool. I'll bet you anything, dude, there's going to be a service that will pay to get rid of your fakies. Because, dude, I'd rather have, if there was a way to get rid of every fake follower I have, I would press the button in 2 seconds flat. And I don't care if it said, Brad, you got 710 real ones. Then I'm fucking at 710.
Yeah.
And those are my favorite people on earth.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fucking serve them and give them content and hope to God they share it and find others that love me.
Yeah.
But I don't want people following me unless they're interested in what I'm saying.
Agreed.
Too many people go out there and think that social media 1 million follower mark means something. But, dude, real people, they know, I think.
Yeah.
Do you? Do you know that, like, can you tell when someone's followers are fake?
Yeah. Well, I do listen. I have like maybe 2,000. So I don't have 2 million, obviously.
Yeah, but when you see some of those guys out there that you know for a fact they bought them, and you recognize it, what does it make you think of that person instantly?
Just whatever. Yeah, just like, oh, that's that important to you?
Oh, poor feller.
I feel like he's 13.
I wonder if he knows his freaking, hole showing. Because to me, that's like, sitting there thinking you look cool with your nuts hanging out the side of your shorts and everyone can see but you. Like, you look like a fool. Like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed for that person.
Yeah.
So listen, if you guys are listening to this right now and you've got fake followers, okay, you're not fooling us. And you're probably not fooling others. And anyone that is being fooled aren't the people you're looking to frickin' attract.
Yeah.
You understand? So go unfollow or do whatever you do. I don't even know how you can get rid of them. I don't think you can.
I have no idea either.
Once you get them, dude, once you buy those services and you're a fraud, well, then you're a fraud.
Well, but so what's the answer to how many DMs? I don't know. But I got
157,000. Let's pretend 100,000 are real.
Okay.
So, because, dude, I get a lot of action. And this podcast gets a lot of downloads.
Yeah, it does.
So let's say, if you guys are listening to this podcast and you guys are interested, all you got to do is go to Keith Yackey, at Keith Yackey on Instagram, and just shoot him a little DM that said, fucking, I'd love to get in the hot tub with you.
Yeah.
That's what you say.
But only if you're wearing a sweatsuit.
I'd love to get in the hot tub. It doesn't matter if you're a dude or not. Just I'd love to get in the hot tub. That's a key to man. I'd love to learn these relationship secrets.
Yeah.
Because Keith's an expert. I don't know if you've ever put a course out, dude, but and I would say I'm an expert. But again, I got to be honest. I didn't do it intentionally. I just met a lot of people because I'm in the right places and I'm not afraid to shake hands, and I think I'm ethical and I have integrity and I'm looking to always help people, and I think I have the right air about me, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that didn't like me, but what's important for people to understand is if they don't like you, fuck them. Who cares? Like, so dude, true. Go attract the people that like you and want to support you and repel the people that don't, and guess what? Soon you'll only be around those that should be around you.
Amen.
Come on, kids. All right, dude, I know you got sales calls. Listen, folks, go out and share and rate this podcast. As always, we just drop some bombs all over your ass. If you want to, listen to it again to get the true value. But no matter what, go rate, review, and share. Keith, thanks for coming in. And folks, if you really want to learn how to build relationships, Keith and I will take our time, write down everything we know. And by the way, he trains people for a living, and as you know, so do I. So we will train you on how to build. You should write this down because this is what we're promising. How to find, establish, and nurture. Find, establish, and nurture good relationships. Females included, Men, women, it doesn't matter. And by the way, we might even throw in a little dating advice. Until next time, kids.